Good day. Welcome to Lamb's Horn. This is the PDT. My desire is to encourage and inspire men, especially C-men. I'm not a counselor, therapist, life coach, nor am I a financial advisor. But I hope that what I share will be received as a word of inspiration from a big brother, a loving cousin, a respectful uncle, and or a dear family friend. Like a virtual men's club. I hope that as we share with one another, we can uplift one another in what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of the Father. For as we see more and more, if we don't fellowship, educate, encourage, defend, uplift, and support, that is, feed us, F-E-E-D, U-S, the corporation won't, the government won't, and the femmes won't. Who will? No one else will. Men are expected to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. But that doesn't mean we can't lift each other. We are not crabs in a bucket, and we have to feed us before we can nourish others. They even allude to this with the emergency directions after boarding a plane, when you are instructed to put your mask on first before helping others. And even then, we can't make them eat or drink, but we hope they do. I can't make you receive, but I lovingly hope you do. Let them that have ears hear. Blessings unto you.
Good day, my seamen, and best of blessings to you. This is the PDT reaching out to you. And today, PDT could stand for Please Don't Tease, as I try to finish my first podcast sharing with part 2 of my story and whatever point I was making. Anyway, let me see. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. I was attacked by this 50-foot tall woman. Not quite. That's really a reference to an old movie. But here's the incident I had after moving to the Northeast. I hadn't quite lived in the Northeast for a year, but I had joined a church. I was very active with the singles ministry, and we had a singles picnic. During the picnic, we had a volleyball game. And during the volleyball game, we were playing and having a good time. And I was attacked.
Northeast. Attack!
Attack! Attack!
Now, when I say attacked, I am being a bit dramatic. I don't mean physically attacked, but I was aggressively attacked by someone I had hardly known.
Girl's different, she has attacks.
What attacks?
As I said, I was relatively new to this group and had been a part of it for only about a year, definitely less than a year. But there was another young lady who was there who had been a part of the group for maybe only a month or two. Anyway, somehow she came to attack me. At first, I thought it was simple ribbing and challenging and, all in fun, challenging and ribbing and I'm going to get you and whatever, I'm better than you, whatever the case may be. But then she began to get very personal. And I don't remember quite the specific words that were said, but she became very aggressive and negative toward me. I don't remember everything she said, but I think she either pushed me while at the net or threw the volleyball at me and said something like, "You ain't all that, and you ain't God's gift, and all the women don't want you. You ain't nobody."
I know where my husband is. He's with that woman. I'll find him. She's off.
I'm sure it was worse than that, minus any cursing, but it was filled with a lot of vitriol and a lot of emotion, and it startled and surprised me. I wasn't scared for nothing. That's how we like to say it in the South, scared. I wasn't scared of nothing now, mind you. But I'm from the South.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
And I try to get along with everyone. I didn't know her and at least didn't remember her from any issues.
Issues?
Any issue? No issues, Oprah.
Or situations.
This is a drama-free situation ship.
Or activity before that. Like I said, I was new to the area. So that along with the excitement of a friendly game of volleyball, not too aggressive, I reacted and I got mad as I felt it was unjust. I've got issues! I reared up. You know, the hair on my neck stood up and
One hair stands up on the back of my head. It's over.
all the nice guy left me, and I responded. I did not say a lot. I did not curse, and I did not touch her. But the Alabama Tide, Georgia Bulldog, and Tuskegee Airmen rose up in me all at the same time, and I began to approach her with my big black boy outside voice, with a few choice words of my own. Something like, you don't know me. You think I'm some punk that you can step to me and say anything you want to say to me?
God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my.
Well, somewhere in there, my boys pulled me away and walked me away from the nets and calmed me down. Later, which was definitely months, if not years later, clarity of the situation came. I'll get back to this, but peep this. Some of the same rules you are likely dealing with today, the red pill knowledge being shared today, wasn't being realized in this situation by me. And though I was in my late 20s or early 30s, I didn't have the understanding that red pill knowledge is providing today. I did not have a big brother or a father in my life to clue me in. And because I did not hang with, or at least agree with, the player mentality, not even in church, I was still clueless. You know, that's one of the reasons why I appreciate the red pill and the manosphere today. Because to me, it's almost like having a big brother or a father figure or uncle, someone there to clue you in on this strange creation of the Lord called woman or female.
That was some real red pill stuff, Miles.
Anyway, being clueless, by the way, was also supposedly one of my faults, according to the ladies too. I mean, you know what I mean. Men are supposed to be able to read their minds, right? Yeah, of course. I'm sure we will address this more in detail as time goes along. And this is an example of why I love red pill knowledge and the manosphere, though I may not support all of its ideology. Here's another small tidbit of red pill knowledge that was true 30 years ago or so that you must understand with this situation. In the black church, a young man that hurts a young lady's heart, no matter what the cause, he is just wrong. I understand the ideology now because it's meant to protect women and appreciate them as the weaker vessel and someone a man should give his life for if he should marry her in the future. I mean, it's a preparation for the call and responsibility that the Lord places on a husband. But even back then, the ideology was unfair, wrong, and it penalized men. But you know, that's the way it was. And that was one of the double standards between a male and a female back in those days. You know, like the girls had to be home by a certain time at night, and the fathers would even go out and pick them up from wherever they were and bring them home, no matter what time she might call and no matter how upset he might be. The father would still go out and pick them up. But let's talk about the sons, the boys. The boys could stay out only so late, but not beyond the identified time. And once that time came about, you either better be stepping in the door or be prepared to get that butt whooped. And you couldn't call home and ask daddy to come pick you up either. Not like the girls. Oh, no, sir. Here's the double standard for us. If you called and asked him to pick you up, he'd be like, boy, you better get your butt home.
Get your ugly butt home.
I don't care how you get here, but you better get yourself home. Oh, and make no mistake, a single mother will provide the same answer. At least mine did. Yes, sir. That's a double standard they never talk about. But it is, or it was what it was. I wonder if that goes on the down. Sure, it probably does. Anyway, so with that ideology, you could be a single guy, not interested in anyone. You could be everyone's friend. And ladies could be interested in you, but not get your attention. A young lady could then come and show you some attention, share her attraction for you with her friends, and ask other friends to let you know she likes you. She could even ask you out, and you could politely reject the attention and not lead her on and not show any interest at all. She could relentlessly pursue you and you never show any interest and politely turn her down, and others would ridicule you, and that was fine. But then say something tragic happened in your life with your family. Say your mother passed or a close friend passed and you were devastated. The young lady takes this opportunity and takes advantage of your weakened state. Yeah, right. Like they never believed that we men had the right to have a weakened state. Anyway, they take advantage of you or take that opportunity and be caring and supportive and give you her attention in your time of weakness. She is so loving, inspiring, and encouraging that she is almost at your beckoning call. Rather, really, she finds out where you are and places herself in your way to make sure she's there. In your depression, you yield to her advances, and the two of you get involved. Or maybe something physical happens. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you are very respectful and very loving, but at the same time, you enjoy the time you have together with her. But at some point, say later on, after you have recovered from the trauma of losing your mother or family member, after you've gained your stability and realized that you aren't truly attracted to the young lady, you end the relationship as kindly as you can, but you let her know that, it's just not what you want. And you let her know that you don't love her, and in the kindest way, you back off from the relationship. Well, the young lady starts crying. And from that point on, for the rest of your life, in that church, you, my brother, are a dog.
I'm so confused.
And I don't mean the positive phrase for a dog. I went too far with that. But you're a dog. You are the worst thing in the world, and you're no good man. Maybe that's all I should say. You're the worst of men. You used her. Doesn't matter that she chased you for months, and you told her you weren't interested, and you stayed away from her, and you showed her no attention. Matters not that you were in a vulnerable, hurt state. Oh, remember, men don't have feelings, remember? And even young men growing in life don't have the right to have any other feelings but anger and sexual desire. But no matter how nice you tried to be, and no matter what you tried not to do, no matter what you didn't do, because she dropped some tears, you, my brother, are a dog.
I'm so confused.
As a matter of fact, you and the young lady could date for years and have a great relationship and inspire and encourage one another and decide one day that the relationship is not going to end in marriage. And you're just great friends, and you may be very good with that. You mutually enjoy the relationship as friends. You still are the greatest of friends, and she may even start dating someone else before you do. But still, from that point on, you're a dog. Anybody ever experienced that? Now, if she were to break the relationship off and you were in love with her, it doesn't matter. She has a right to do that. A woman has the right to change her mind, right? And you can't say anything. You can't show any emotion. You can't cry. Because if you do, suck it up, man. Be a man, man. Forget all of that, man. Please. Man, you weak. No matter what happens, you can't show any emotions. And you can't be hurt.
I'm so confused.
But oh my God, don't let her even whimper. As a matter of fact, she doesn't have to. If the sisterhood decides that you ain't no good, in spite of what she says, you, my friend, let's hear it again, you're a dog.
Nah, that's you, dog.
What, you ask? Who hurt me? Well, your mama did, okay? How's that? All right, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I went too far. I'm sorry. The past feelings came up. Forgive me. Sad emoji face. My bad. I apologize. That wasn't called for. Anyway, let me see. Let me get back to the statement at hand. Where was I? What I did not realize in my situation back then, even for months later, is that the ladies in the church were or had been talking about me. I did not realize that I was one of the premier eligible bachelors. I mean, remember, I told you I came from the South. I was in a new area. I was pretty lonely, didn't know anybody, didn't have any family members near, trying to make new friends. And I wasn't getting any attention, so I didn't think anybody was looking at me and didn't think anybody was interested. And that was the impression I got.
I'm so confused.
I've got issues!
But though I was hundreds of miles from my family, from where I grew up, states away from my comfort zone and in a strange land, I was supposed to know that I was desired. I guess I was missing the choosing cues. Strange. That was not happening in my hometown, or maybe it was, but I definitely was not recognizing it as choosing signals. As a matter of fact, it looked like the same signs of contempt I was used to back home in the South. Remember me, Mr. Good, everybody's good friend and buddy? Yeah, I thought it was the same thing over and over again, just a new place.
I'm so confused.
I also later learned that something similar was happening at my job. Being a Southern gentleman, something I was proud of back then, I spoke to everyone. I tried to be everybody's friend. You know, it's just the way I was brought up. So speaking to all the women, no matter what race they were, and just being at work and, you know, working with people, you know, I made friends, I made coworkers, whatever the case may be. But I didn't date anyone. I told you, I'd been there a year and nobody had showed me any interest.
Mr. Lonely.
But because of, quote unquote, my stupidity of not seeing others interested in me and me not chasing them and me not making them reveal their attention for me.
Read my mind.
I was not just the same stupid, nerdy, uncool idiot I was back home. But now, I don't even like women in my own race. Too many women of other races smiled at me. Oops, I must be having relationships with them.
What?
Right. I tell you, just couldn't win. Thus, in my church, without dating, with all my loneliness, in spite of my lifestyle, that is, pseudo-virgin, the statement was, quote, he must be having sex with these women, unquote. Thus, this woman, the one that, you know, I told you attacked me at the volleyball game, yeah, I'm getting back to that. Anyway, this sister, to her, I was, even though I was meeting her for the first time, in a friendly, maybe a little competitive volleyball game, she decided that she must set me straight and right all the wrongs that I supposedly had done. And all the wrongs I had perpetuated on all the single women before she got there. In a church, I had no attention. I had received no attention from anyone for a year and may have joined as a member only a month or two prior to that situation. You know, she had to make sure she put the dog on a leash, so to say.
What?
Of course it was ridiculous, I know. And months later, she must have understood that as somehow we ended up going out for a period of time. Yeah, I know. Sounds crazy.
I'm so confused.
And wait a minute. Yeah, I know. I told you that I wasn't having that much success. But then I ended up going out with her.
I'm so confused.
But you know what? Since I've learned a lot since then, that might have explained why I had all the issues with her in the first place. Maybe there was more going on than she was willing to admit, and I understood back there. Basically, I was being blind. And guess what? That was regular for me.
'Twas blind, but now I see.
But just as it had the potential of getting serious, she blew the whole situation up and had the nerve to tell a friend she might have messed up and pushed me away. But that may be a story for another episode. Yeah, we'll save that one. Especially since she somehow ended up being active at my wedding about 2 years later and pinned the boutonniere on my tuxedo before I got married.
What? Say what again?
Yeah, isn't that a story? Anyway, We're going to save that one for some other time. Yeah, y'all stop. Anyway, moving on.
Stop. 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 Stop.
Let me see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. My point is this. Dating 30 years ago, even for a pseudo-virgin trying to please the father, red-blooded church boy, young C-man, it was hard and confusing.
Huh? What?
I felt like I needed a secret squirrel decoder ring to even understand women. Secret squirrel. Do I need to explain a just forget it. I needed some code, okay? Man, I guess I'm showing my age.
For one of our secret Night Stalker decoder rings?
My Buck Rogers decoder ring!
Anyway, so looking at today, in the secular world, it looks and sounds like a nightmare. And I'm talking about for the strong alpha male. What is it like for the Christian male in the church environment if it's such a struggle for the alpha male in the secular environment? That's my question. I mean, I've been there and no one was listening to me then. No one seemed to care. And if I dated and complained or spoke out, of course, that meant I was being weak.
No one cares.
And I wasn't being a man. And I would just be put down and rejected anyway. I would have been beaten down with little support from the other single C men or anybody else. You just had to grin and take it, grin and bear it, so to say.
Yeah, no one cares, okay?
But of course, I still tried. And yes, I was beat down and often rejected. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm no Derek Jackson. And I wasn't a virgin when I married, though I wish I was. And I did not live a life of complete rejection and solitude. I married a fine, beautiful woman. Even before that, I dated some beautiful, fine, intelligent women.
Yeah, no one cares, okay?
But man, dude, it was complicated. There's a lot of trouble I could have gotten into, but it's only due the grace of the Father. Oh my God, and I do mean the grace of the Father, that I did not. Mine is a very complicated story. Much of it, you probably won't even believe. Some of my choices were just plain stupid. That's as I said, but for the grace of God.
Thank you, Lord.
So, my whole point of this, as I begin this podcast and share some of my story, is to say to you, see men, there is hope, and there is grace, and there is a plan for your life. The Father has a wonderful plan for you if you can just trust, be patient, and walk by faith and not by sight. Oh my God, close your eyes and turn your eyes, because some of the sights these days, like I said, guys, I do admit it is much rougher for you these days. But know this, the Father desires to give you the kingdom. So let me know what you think. I look forward to your comments. Are you experiencing the same things in the church that the manosphere is revealing? And let those who have ears hear. Let those who have ears hear as we try to address this crazy world, even that is bled over into the church, and find God's answers for you, for us, for brothers in this world today. I hope I'm here. Well, I hope I'm able to encourage you. And as I said before, let those who have ears hear. This is the PDT signing off.
I hope you received something thought-provoking and action-inspiring from what you've heard. Please select the subscribe button and leave a comment to activate the YouTube algorithm. I am a new channel trying to grow, and your actions will make the difference in whether that happens. Please subscribe and select the notification button so that you are notified of new content. With your influence, I hope to share something that motivates and encourages you and others. Thank you. Blessings.